5th between Two-Way Girl at Jimmy G's Bar and Elsa at Titan Sports Saloon, both with 69,000. Then in 4th place, it's Crazy Kid over at VFW Columbia Heights with 79,000 points. Not Lucky finished 3rd over at American Legion Fridley with 83,000. Then in 2nd, it was Bull over at Corner Bar in Goodhue with 151,000 points. And in 1st place, finishing out strong, it was Bobo, also playing at Corner Bar in Goodhue, but with 154,000 points.
Definitely some great player standings, but let's get into the location final standings, because in 9th place, we have a two-way tie between Boulevard Tavern in West St. Paul and American Legion Fridley. They both have 119,000 points. With 127,000 points in 8th place, we got Gas Can Bar and Grill in Brainerd. 7th place is Tasty Pizza Hangar 45 in Hilltop with 130,000 points. With 135,000 points in 6th place, we got Riverboat Depot in Sartell. 5th place is Anamia Vets Club with 140,000 points. 4th place is Concordia Lanes in New Ulm with 155,000 points. With 251,000 points in 3rd place, we got Carboni's Pizza CR Billiards in Coon Rapids. 2nd place is VFW Spring Lake Park with 324,000 points. And then number 1 location, Corner Bar in Goodhue with a whopping 433,000 points.
That is incredible to see. That was an awesome season 11. Make sure you guys are coming out each and every day from 4 to 6 to try your hand at the $1 edition of Jackpot Hunter.
There it is, 53 balls. Hey guys, and we are here for a little bit of happy hour action. We're first getting into some Lucky 4 bingo where we have $23,177 on the line. Should be some really fun stuff as we are streaming live to you guys on the Pilot TV, the Player Connect app, pilotgames.com/PilotTV, YouTube Live, as well as the Twitch app. Our channel name is MegaSota on both YouTube Live and Twitch.
Absolutely, and if you're at one of these these locations that just got some brand new Pilot TVs, you might find yourself at DS Pit Stop, Blue Moon Bar and Grill, Minnesota Wing King, Club New Yorker, Midway Gas Bar and Grill, or even Shady's Silver Spur.
Definitely some great location getting those Pilot TVs. Super exciting stuff. And before that, we had a few bowling locations that got those Pilot TVs, and that got me and Will on a huge tangent about Wii games, just because we just had played Wii bowling about 2 days ago.
Yes.
And feeling like I want to get some real bowling in.
Absolutely, yeah. If you guys didn't know, as broadcasters, we had a very competitive Wii night the other day.
Yes, we did.
And it was a lot of fun, but it really brought out a competitive side in bowling.
Yeah, for the first time in a long time, we played the family game night with Mr. Potato Head on it.
That was so hard.
There's no way that's a kid's game.
No, it was no way that is for children.
It was so difficult trying to get those Jenga blocks out. It was ridiculous.
It was. It
Yeah,
really was.
virtual Jenga just doesn't seem like it should work. We do have $2 on that must-go prize as a bunch of players are 3 balls away. We'll see who gets a little bit closer as we keep on going. But do you have a favorite Wii game?
Oh, I don't know. From like all-time childhood favorite, probably, then Monkey Ball Banana Blitz. And I have been trying to find that game, and so that's been my favorite.
Yeah, Ben actually agreed with that take on the Twins broadcast, as Will took my favorite, and so I thought of my second favorite. And Monkey Ball Banana Blitz is probably the second most fun game that I played, and so I went with that one. Super, super fun game. But
it's so fun.
The one that I would have chosen, and I'm going to choose on this one, is Super Smash Bros. Is definitely my favorite.
I never played that on the Wii.
Yeah, it was so fun on the Wii. Absolute blast. One of my favorite games. Then there was the another game that I really, really enjoyed. Let's see if I can find it. As it might be called Sonic Surfers.
We do have cash over at Shady's Hometown Tavern, taking away that $2 prize. 1, 2, 62, and I think 65 were those lucky couple of numbers. But we got about 3 minutes to get enrolled in this first game, and that minor prize is already at $92. So grab your friends, get those cards in, and let's get that over $100. So when we're getting enrolled in game number 2, if this doesn't go out here, it'll be clicking up from 52 to 56.
Yeah, Sonic Riders was one of my favorites as a kid, as it was kind of a Mario Kart meets Sonic type game.
And you know what? I actually think I have this in my Amazon cart as a dual game that has Monkey Ball Banana Blitz and this game.
Really?
I'm not even kidding.
Yeah, we might
completely unintentional. I've never played a Sonic game.
Might have to get that. Sonic was one of my favorite characters as a kid, as I wanted to even name my cat after, my family's cat. They never let me, but I always wanted to name him after the villain in Sonic Shadow.
Shadow. Oh, that's right, because you had 2 all-black cats.
Exactly. And we had a black cat before those 2 black cats as well.
Rosie.
Yes, and that was the original one I wanted to name Shadow. And then by the time that we got the other 2 black cats, they
already came with names.
It already passed my love for absolute love for Sonic, and so then I didn't necessarily want them to be called Shadow anymore.
See, other than Monkey Ball Banana Blitz, I think it was really just like Wii Party that I played a whole bunch.
Yeah, those Wii games like made by Wii were super fun.
Wii Resort, Wii Fit. I used to love the balance board. Yeah, Wii Sports. Those were all of them.
Yeah,
Guitar Hero.
Guitar Hero. That is a top tier one. Stuck the remote right into the guitar.
Absolutely.
And it was an absolute blast. But we do have people getting enrolled into this very first game of Jackpot Hunter. We got 1 minute and 15 seconds to do so, as we have a minor prize of $106. That major prize is at $4,187, and that mega prize is at $116,735 that you take home in 48 balls or less. But that minor prize is looking pretty good, as it's at 52 balls or less. And if we don't give it out in this game number 1, it'll be clicking up from 52 to 56.
Absolutely, and hopefully we can give out some of these jackpots. I'm feeling pretty lucky. I'm ready to give out some cash.
Oh, yeah, and we gave out some cash yesterday, as we gave out 2 different jackpots, making our last 7 days 24 jackpots for the last week, 49 jackpots during this season 12.
All right, well, starting it off, we gave one out to Emily L. over at Sidetrack, who took home $644. That was also a jackpot that went out during that happy hour show just yesterday.
Yeah, definitely some great stuff there. Then we also had Kingpin over at Stanchion Bar, taking home $759. Love a good MCU villain getting a win.
And we were the ones who got to give that one out during that TwinsWinsDay last night.
Yes, we did. It was an absolute blast giving that out during Twins Wednesday.
Was that a small or the large jackpot in Vikings victory?
Small jackpot in Vikings victory.
All right.
We have a few $1,000s available in the large jackpot of Vikings
That's
victory.
right.
So make sure you guys come out on Wednesday nights. But we do have balls dropping in this game number 1 of Jackpot Hunter. We'll see if we can give out any of these prizes in this game 1. As I see some already fun players out there, like the number 1 player Funk out there getting after it.
Grana Banan. I like it.
Oh yeah, but Kingpin, definitely a fun name out there. Marvel Universe in there, as he's a part of the Daredevil stuff that just got brought in with the new Spider-Man movie.
Yeah, so we could be seeing this character soon.
Yeah, it would be cool. Me and Will were talking about how we would really want to see a Daredevil movie or Daredevil as a main side character in
a main movie.
In a big movie. It would be just a lot of fun to see that.
Okay.
But then they decided to put Kingpin in the Hawkeye series, and apparently they made him way worse in the Hawkeye series that I haven't seen
at all.
No, where in the Daredevil he's like really cool, like a very cool like mob boss style, like almost
a Kingpin,
almost super strength kind of strength, and then apparently they weakened him in the Hawkeye series, which I wasn't a fan of. But I am excited for just Marvel in general, and I want to see what they do with like the young kids in Marvel coming up.
Absolutely. But we did give out some other jackpots as well. They just didn't get to count towards our rolling total. And those jackpots went out as minor jackpots during the $1 edition of Jackpot Hunter just yesterday. And other than that jackpot going out to Emily L. over at Sidetrack of that $644, we gave one out to JTG over at Friar Tuck's Pub, taking home $501.
And then we had that other jackpot that went out during the Jackpot Hunter games. John over at Wild Bill Sports Saloon in Woodbury, taking home $417.90.
Yeah, but we got a winner of our own, as Sandman is taking home a great prize of $18.20 over at the Best Western Kelly in Greenmill.
Yeah, good job to Sandman. We're about to get enrolled in game 2. All those jackpots continuing to grow. Minor jackpot clicking up from 52 to 56. Should be some really, really fun stuff in this game number 2 of Jackpot Hunter. So continue to get enrolled and press play. But we do have a great E-Tab game that you guys can play as well. That is Later Gator. Check out the Gator Bait bonus round to shoot the biggest gator and win the biggest prizes.
Oh, absolutely. It's a great one. It's one of my favorites right now. Definitely go check out Later Gator. But if you want to stay up to date with all the different promos that come out as we release E-Tabs, the Facebook page is the place to be. You can give us a follow and a like once you search up Pilot Games and be able to keep up with all of that weekly information, bingo schedules, event details, send in those amazing player pictures, and utilize that link tree. That when you go on there, click that link tree, and you'll be able to see all of our bar locations around Minnesota to play Pilot Games, all of our social media, streaming platforms, and a direct link to pgl.world.
Yeah, definitely a great place to be as pgl.world, more important than ever with all that new PyCon information getting out there.
Oh, absolutely. Now is the time to sign up if you haven't.
Yeah, for sure. We do have live bingo that runs every single day, but just 5 days a week during the weekdays. We got a Cup of Joe with Jordy where you bring on any of the bingo hosts and you talk about all the great progressives, all the great jackpots, all the different shakeups in the standings that are happening throughout the day, and leads you right into some Twins Bingo. That Twins Bingo, though, runs 7 days a week from 12 all the way till 1 o'clock with a jackpot that is continuing to grow into tomorrow. You definitely want to come out Friday for our Friday Twins Bingo.
Absolutely. It's going to be a lot of fun. Ian and I are going to be taking on over for that lunchtime show, trying to give out that great jackpot that's probably closing in on, what, $7,000 now?
Yeah, it's closing in on it as it did not go out today.
All right. That'll be a lot of fun. But right after it from 1 all the way till 4 p.m., that's when you get the 25-cent card edition of Jackpot Hunter. We have some great prizes on the line, as we always have that minor, major, and mega on the line for you guys to try and take home each and every day.
Yeah, and that minor prize, every $50, it clicks up 4 balls, so it maxes out at $150. The ball count maxes out at $150, where if it's at 64 balls or less. But the money will keep on growing, but at 64 balls or less, it's a gimme jackpot. We do just have 25 seconds to get enrolled in this next game of our happy hour. hour, as we got $141 available on that minor, 56 balls or less to take that one home. The major prize is at $4,215, 48 balls or less to win that one, and the mega prize of $116,754 to take home. Should be some fun stuff in this game number 2 of Jackpot Hunter, and game number 3 of this happy hour, as we get every happy hour started off with some Lucky 4 bingo right at 4 p.m. There's $23,141 that was available in that 4 p.m. game, and should be only larger when we try and give out that prize at 6 p.m. But as you're waiting, play these 23 games of Jackpot Hunter. We're in game number 2, and we got all of these wonderful prizes available for you that you can see right in front. That $24 must-go prize. Either you can win it if you miss out on all those jackpots, or you can add it to one of your jackpots if you take it home.
Absolutely. But if you take it home in 48 balls or less, you're going to be clean sweeping all of our jackpots, so you might as well just do just that. But after we let you guys loose at 6 p.m., that's when you guys are going to be jumping into some Skull Bingo. You guys will get a full 4 hours uninterrupted tonight. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're starting off with that line prize at $255, 10 balls or less. A large frame at $2,428, 43 balls or less. And a coverall prize that's already at $1,648, 50 balls or less for you guys.
Yeah, come out for those Skull Bingo games, because they're always a lot of fun. But you should also come out for our specialty nights, because just last night we had our last specialty night of the week, as it was a Twins Wednesday, and that runs from 7 to 9 every single Wednesday with a bunch of PGL game action. Me and Jordy come and try and give out some of the best prizes, like some high-low games, some jackpots in like Vikings Victory or Fishing Derby. You won't want to miss out on even the grand finale Jackpot Jungle 25-cent edition game, that if you win it in 52 balls or less, you'll be taking home $14,123.
Absolutely. But the specialty night that comes right before it is our MegaSota game night, happening on Tuesday at 6:40. Definitely come out for that one as well, as they have their own Jackpot Jungle coverall. It's the $1 edition. So in 54 balls or less, you'll be getting a chance at $22,943. But if you plan on coming out for any of those specialty nights at all and competing for those PGL points, you have to make sure you're signed up at pgl.world first.
Oh, yeah. We're going to say it so much, get signed up at pgl.world, that you guys should be sick of us by the end of the broadcast. We do have a winner, though, in this game number 2, as the number 1 player in the Jackpot Hunter standings gets to win Funk over at Carboni's Pizza CR Billiards, taking home $24.40 in 61 balls.
Absolutely. We're about to begin rolls in a game number 3, though, and if you guys get that minor prize over $200 and it doesn't go out in this next round, then going into game number 4, it'll be clicking up from 56 to 60 balls or less. Things definitely get a little bit more doable for you when that happens, and you guys have just about 2.5 minutes to do so and get that minor prize over $200.
Oh, yeah. Should be some really, really fun stuff. But we do have some national days to get into, as our first national day on the list is National Mac and Cheese Day. One of our classic comfort foods earns a place of honor on July 14th. It's National Mac and Cheese Day.
I definitely could go for some mac and cheese.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of mac and cheese. It's one of my favorite things to eat.
Absolutely. This is a great national day. I'm sure everyone can try and celebrate it at some way today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we just had some mac and cheese earlier in the week, as we decided to cook up some mac and cheese, throw some pulled pork on there.
Oh, yeah.
Layer in some barbecue sauce, make some
garlic
bread with it. It was definitely a filling meal, to say the least.
Absolutely. What's your favorite kind of meat to add to your mac and cheese?
Ooh, that is a tough question. Pulled pork is definitely up there with my top favorite meats to add to my mac and cheese. Probably for just the amount I've had it, I love a good hot dog in my mac and cheese, as that's just like, grill out, you got some mac and cheese, you just cut it up into there. It's always good in the summertime if you don't got a lot of money at the time. I'm a broke college student at times, and so
it's a great little meal.
Gotta go with the struggle meals at times, and so going and getting myself a pack of hot dogs and a few things of Kraft mac and cheese isn't too expensive for me, and I can make it super easy and it tastes great.
Fair enough. Yeah, I can't say that I've ever had hot dogs and mac and cheese.
Yeah, it's just what you expect of it.
I've also never had like chili mac though, or hamburger helper.
Really?
Never.
Okay. I mean, all super tasty versions, I guess. But I think that,
Pulled
or you
pork.
got brisket in mac and cheese as
Yes.
well. That's a super
Ooh,
tasty.
I have my favorite. I take it back.
Okay, what's your favorite?
Lobster mac and cheese.
Lobster mac and cheese.
That is so good.
Ooh, that's definitely a good one. I know I really enjoy Applebee's.
Oh, they're a lemon pepper chicken tender mac and cheese.
Yes, that is a top mac and cheese right there. I've never been a big chicken in my mac and cheese,
Yeah.
but that chicken works for it as they put a little bit of spice on it.
I like chicken tenders with mac and cheese. Not necessarily like cut up in it.
In the mac
but
and
like
cheese?
I would take like cut up a piece of chicken and then take a bite of my mac and cheese with
Oh,
it.
for
you know?
sure. I think chicken tenders are a classic pairing with mac and cheese. But I've never thought to put them together, even though I throw pretty much anything into my mac and cheese, and I think it tastes good.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh yeah, and you're more of a you like the bakes with the breadcrumbs on top and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, definitely a big fan of it. Except my dad used to put onions in it, and I wasn't a big fan of onions in my mac and cheese.
I get that. I can understand that.
Just because I wanted to be able just to have the noodle consistency and then to throw in a soft onion, it was a little strange for me as a child.
I would agree with that. I probably wouldn't enjoy that either.
No,
But
you definitely wouldn't.
no, but I think mac and cheese is just so tasty. No matter how you eat it, it's one of those meals that it's so hard to go wrong with
Yeah.
mac and cheese.
Yeah, no, mac and cheese is definitely a classic. I might even try and have that for dinner tonight.
That might be a good go-to meal, as that is just so tasty. And we'd be celebrating the National Day, and it would be wrong of me to not be festive. We do have 45 balls dropped in this game number 3 of Jackpot Hunter, as that minor prize could be won in 56 balls or less. We'll see if anybody can do it. Everyone's clicking past that mega and major prize, and so the only things on the line is the minor and the must-go. The must-go sitting at $35.60. And we got Yahoo out there.
Yeah, we got a bunch of fun players out there. We're trying to give it out. 2 more balls, 1 ball left. It's not really looking like anyone's going to get it.
No, but sometimes, it's a little behind. And there it is. We were right to second guess. Sandman getting the second win of this one over at Best Western. Kelly Inn in Greenmill in St. Cloud is taking home over $200 on that jackpot. Good job, Sandman.
Yeah, $220.60 is going into your pocket. Nicely done, Sandman. That was only game number 3. We're about to be enrolled in a game number 4 now.
Yeah, I'm surprised that went out so quickly.
I am as well.
56 balls or less. I mean,
I expected one more game.
I did as well, but it was
Has
its
other
time.
ideas.
It was its time, and so now we're getting enrolled into a game at number 4 with that jackpot starting off at a fresh slate, but only needs to get to $100 before it clicks up to that same ball count, 56 balls.
Absolutely. So if you guys have mac and cheese at the restaurants or bar that you guys are at, get yourself an order of it and celebrate today.
Now, are you a fan of white?
Absolutely.
White cheddar mac and cheese.
Absolutely.
I am. Despise it. It's I don't know what it is. I'm not even anti like white cheddar stuff.
Yeah.
White cheddar mac and cheese, not for it.
White cheddar mac and cheese with bacon in it is one of like a top tier mac and cheese.
Yeah, that's like I'm like that's not real mac and cheese. That doesn't taste like
So
mac and cheese.
No, it was a special day when my dad would break out the white cheddar craft box.
Oh.
Then we were all like, "Ooh, let's all sit down for lunch." That
That's
was
so
like it was like
funny.
a special thing.
That was a specialty meal right there. Definitely. I mean, it's tasty, but I'll eat it. I mean, it's mac and cheese. You can't go wrong with it. But it's I don't put it anywhere close to how much I love just like the regular cheddar mac and cheese. Yeah.
I agree.
Well, happy National Mac and Cheese Day, and we'll get into the next National Day.
This one's a little less exciting, but still pretty relevant, as it is National Tape Measure Day. And on July 14th, measuring twice means something extra on National Tape Measure Day.
Oh, okay. So we'll figure out what they mean by that
Yeah, I'm not exactly
after
sure.
we talk about what is our favorite form of measuring distance.
Favorite form, like how to measure distance?
Yeah, what's your favorite form of distance of?
Probably a measuring tape, to be honest.
No. I mean like feet, inches.
Oh,
Whatever it is, miles. What's your favorite version of? What's your
I
favorite?
don't have one.
You don't have one?
Not even
Meters,
close.
yards.
No.
No.
Not
Centimeters,
at all.
millimeters.
I could not give two rats' butts. No.
Wow.
No. What's yours? Do you have a specific one?
Yeah, yards.
Yards, really?
Easily. I use it by far the most out of anything. If I'm
I
talking
mean,
about.
it makes total sense as you are a total football head.
Oh yeah, but I mean, even Will, who played just youth football throughout his
Yeah.
life, he was like, yeah, by far the most used measuring that I use is yards. Like saying like, oh, I'm this amount of yards away from blah 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 blah, or
The one I probably use the most is either miles or feet.
miles or feet.
I would never say that they're my favorite, but the most used, maybe.
Most used. I mean, they're your favorite because I mean, you could use yards.
I could,
Yeah, but you choose to use feet.
I guess.
Yeah, so it's your favorite.
Okay.
You have favor for that form of measurement.
All right, Curtis, check in. Do you have a favorite form of measurement?
Yeah, I want to know.
Kilometers?
Yeah, and I had to tell you that that it was measuring distance because when I asked Will the same question, I was like, "What's your favorite form of measurement?" He was like, "Oh, probably like like." He started going into like liters and grams,
Measuring
and,
liquids.
and those kinds of things.
Yeah.
And I was like, I think since it's measuring tape day, we're gonna do distances on this one.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
But thank you for clarifying. I mean, I thought you were talking about utensils of measurement.
Yeah.
But still a measuring tape.
Measuring
for me.
tape is your favorite. My favorite utensil of measurement is probably the yardstick.
Yardstick. I mean, it makes sense. Hand in hand.
It really is. Okay, meter stick. I don't care. I like the solid solid stick form. I don't care about the distance that it carries, kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's more of just that I want. I don't like how flimsy the measuring tape is.
I understand that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Well, we'll figure out what's a little bit more about why you got to measure twice on today because said it and then it just left us on the blank. Alvin J. Fellows of New Haven, Connecticut, made the lives of carpenters, electricians, seamstress, and countless other tradesmen and craftsmen easier on July 14th, 1868. Fellows who granted a patent for improvements in tape measurers that created a whole new era of measurement, entering a generation of retractable tape measurers.
Well, we got a winner as Funk over at Carboni's Pizza has taken away that $18.40 Musco prize. Nicely done in this round number 4. We're about to begin rolled in round number 5. And I tried to take a peek on see why measuring twice means something, but it essentially just means to plan and prepare thoroughly and carefully before taking action.
Oh, okay, yeah, it does give meaning to that on the extra National Tape Measure Day because it's literally, tape measure twice to make sure you did it correctly. Are you? How do you measure when you don't have a tape measurer?
My arms.
Your arms? Do you?
I go up and I go like this, and then I'll walk to wherever in the room I'm trying to measure.
See, I don't trust myself with that technique.
I've rearranged my room copious amounts of time, and it always worked out in my favor.
Oh yeah. I'm sure
there were also large pieces of furniture that you kind of had just to make room for it,
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm more of a forearm measurer. I like to see how many forearms does it take to get across something, and then I'll measure it that way because then I can actually get an accurate amount.
You have a tangible thing to hold on to the
to
measurement.
actually know what my measurement is just how many forearms. Oh, it's 2.5 forearms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like a little riskier.
You like a little riskier.
Yeah. I just kind of guesstimate and hope it works out. Usually does.
Yeah.
But.
I move my hands too much. It's never
see,
accurate.
I'm pretty good at keeping them steady.
Yeah, if I'm but most of the time I don't have to be exact, so I just move the stuff and I just guess if it's gonna work or not. With moving around my room and stuff like that, it's only times where I have to be exact where I actually measure with my forearm.
Fair enough.
Well, happy National Tape Measurer Day.
Yeah, next up we have Bastille Day. And Bastille Day is also known as La Fête Nationale, and it is the July 14th, commemorating the storming of Bastille in Paris in 1789. The event sparked already heated times in France leading into the French Revolution.
Yeah, definitely a big time thing where people were like, I'm not making enough money. And I see all these other people living this really lavish life. And they said, I'm sick of it. And hey, it worked out. Progress Society on the 14th of July, a state prison on the east side of Paris, known as Bastille, was attacked by an angry and aggressive mob. The prison had become a symbol of monarchy, dictatorial rule, and the event became one of the defining moments in the revolution that followed.
Yeah, some big stuff. It definitely framed history.
Yeah, it definitely did. Let's see. Yeah, they seized control of the medieval armory fortress and political prison known as Bastille. Okay, so it was more than just a prison. At the time, the Bastille represented royal authority in the center of Paris.
Yeah, no, and now on Bastille Day, they celebrate with the red, white, and blue through the streets, under the Arc de Triomphe, and through the... this is so off topic, this just shot in my head.
Yeah.
I just saw a video of the Eiffel Tower getting struck by lightning, and it was so cool.
Really?
Yeah, because it's got one of those rods at the top that diffuses the lightning, because obviously it's one of the highest peaks in Paris.
Oh, for sure.
And it was insane. Then this woman was just on a gondola riding by, and she just looked up, and it just perfectly caught the lightning hitting the Eiffel Tower.
That's really cool.
It was really cool.
That's really, really cool stuff. I think that's whenever you see lightning hit those random areas. Well, whenever I see lightning strike and actually visually see it, like
I think it's so cool.
I think it's just a really interesting thing that happens in nature.
Absolutely.
We do have 44 balls dropped in this game number 5 as we're working on some of these jackpots. If we miss out on these jackpots, we do have a $19.20 must-go prize. We do have Ryan, Mark B, Bruno, Lady Di 12, Clark, and New all getting after it. Now G-Man joining up with that crew.
All right. Well, happy Bastille Day. If you guys are French or from French heritage, it's a day to celebrate. But we have one last national day to get into with you guys.
Yeah, and this is National Grand Marnier Day.
Grand Marnier.
Marnier Day.
Marnier.
National Grand Marnier Day on July 14th recognizes a liquor that brings citrus notes to cocktails and desserts since the 1880s. We've been enjoying the fruit of Grand Marnier, Marnier's exquisite flavor.
We got Greek at American Legion Hugo taking away that $19.20 must-go prize. Nicely done on this game number 5. We're about to begin enrolled in a game number 6. Yeah, Grand Marnier is a great liquor to add into cocktails.
Yeah, I've never had it.
You might have at some point. It's just kind of like an orange liqueur, and they just kind of add it into cocktails randomly that are fruity.
Yeah, I mean, it's the brand best known to produce is Grand Marnier Cordon Rogue, a orange-flavored liqueur created in the 1880s by Alexander, I keep on forgetting how to say.
Alexander Marnier.
L'Apostle. It is made a blend of cognac, brandy, distilled essence of bitter orange, and sugar, containing 40% alcohol.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of like Cointreau or triple sec, but it's kind of just used as an additive, and they make some great cocktails with it.
Oh, we have a few cocktails that we can talk about, as we got the Cadillac Margarita at the top of the list of Grand Marnier cocktails. The Cadillac Margarita is at the top. As the name implies, this is a sophisticated version of the margarita. Float a Grand Marnier on top of your classic margarita, and you've got the Cadillac.
All right, sounds pretty cool. Next up, we have a Grand Marnier and Prosecco. Another great way to make a Grand Marnier cocktail is add some bubbles. By mixing Grand Marnier with Prosecco or champagne or whatever you'd like, it is a classic and sophisticated pairing citrus notes with lots of bubbles.
Really cool. Next up is El Presidente cocktail. Here's a 1920s slow sipper that that is begging to be part of your cocktail repertoire. The El Presidente cocktail. This Cuban rum cocktail never soared quite as high as the daiquiri or the mojito, but it's something special in its own right. It's sleek and sophisticated, like a Cuban spin on a Manhattan, but using rum instead.
All right, next up we got the B52 cocktail, or it can be used as a shot as well. And this one is a layered Grand Marnier cocktail that is mighty tasty. As a shot, the B52 might be a little pedestrian, some might say, but pairing it with Kahlua coffee liqueur, sweet Irish cream, and orange liqueur is a close to perfection combination. Very cool.
Yeah. Next up is the Cadillac Sidecar. Step up the classic Sidecar and turn it into a Grand Marnier cocktail. Swap out the Cointreau for Grand Marnier, and just like that, the Cadillac Margarita, you've got a layered high-end spin.
Very cool stuff. And then a Mai Tai can also be made with this. And a Mai Tai may sound like a fruity resort drink from the 1990s, but is anything but. No, this drink is a classic cocktail from the 1940s. And it has been, it's been ruined by sweet versions intended for tourists. But this cocktail is a breathtaking complex featuring rum, orange liqueur like Grand Marnier, and a fancy almond syrup. It is a sweet enough with nutty and vanilla notes against those sharp citrus ones.
That's awesome. Definitely interesting. We got the sangria with Grand Marnier.
Yeah.
Interesting combination. Here's a surprise Grand Marnier cocktail. Sangria is easily done wrong here in the U.S., loading it with sugar and ginger ale. But the classic Spanish way to make it is all about the nuanced flavor. Red wine, brandy, and orange liqueur. Swap out the standard Cointreau for Grand Marnier.
Yeah, that sounds like a really good one. And our final one is something that is called Between the Sheets. Here is a Grand Marnier twist on a cocktail that is a little sassy. A spin on the classic Sidecar, it features rum and cognac together, something that in the Prohibition times was thought to be a little naughty. Swap out the Cointreau for Grand Marnier, and you've got a high-end spin.
That is really, really cool. Definitely some fun Marnier cocktails there. Well, happy National Grand Marnier Day. Hopefully you can enjoy one of these great cocktails today. We do have 62 balls dropped on this game, and so we're working on a $25 must-go prize, as a bunch of players are already 2 balls away, and we'll see the winner right here. Yes, Chris over at Latin Kitchen El Tequila in Columbia Heights, taking home $25.
Nicely done. That was game number 6. We're about to be enrolled in a game number 7.
Yeah, already game number 7. And as you guys are getting enrolled into this game, we got a little bit of Twins news to get into, as they're 49-41.
Oh, yeah, and Jose Miranda hit a game-ending 3-run homer against Milwaukee's Joe Hader. Hader. As the Minnesota Twins finally got a timely hit to beat the Brewers 4-1 on Wednesday. Miranda's third hit of the game traveled to the second deck in the left field. The 23-year-old rookie knew it was gone as he threw his bat and looked at the Minnesota dugout before the ball landed. The Twins have 5 walk-off wins this season, and Miranda supplied one with a single against Baltimore's all-star closer, Jorge Lopez, at the start of the month.
Definitely a great time for Jose Miranda. And I honestly don't know if it's Josh Hader or Hatter, so you can say it however you'd like.
Okay. Well, there is a couple quotes from Rocco Baldelli, and he said he is just having a good time, and he should. When you hit a ball like that in front of a great crowd and you do it off probably one of the probably one of the 5 most dominant pitchers in baseball, and I might be shortchanging Hatter at this point, but you can have some fun. He's earned his fun right there.
Oh, yeah, and hopefully he can continue his fun today as the Twins take on the White Sox at 6:40 p.m. Now, the White Sox I don't think are going to be an easy out, as they look easy as they're the 3rd place in our division, but right now they're trying to compete with the Guardians to get into that 2nd place spot, and if they're trying to do that, they may have some motivations and make it a tough win for us.
All right. Well, hopefully we can take home the wins, but we are
going to look up the score for the Vegas predictions for this game.
All right. Let's take a little peek as you guys have just about 45 seconds to get enrolled. We have that minor officially over $100. So if it doesn't go out in this round, it'll be clicking up to 56 balls or less in the next game.
Oh, yeah, and here we go. We got the odds and line. The money line is looking like a win. The Twins sitting at a -170, so we are favored in this game, and we have a 1.5 run spread on that one. The over-under sitting at 8.5 points as well.
All right. Do you have a score prediction?
Yeah, my score prediction would be a nice 7-5 victory for our Twins.
I was going to say a 6-5 victory.
Okay, a little bit closer.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a close one.
Okay, so you're predicting they will not cover the spread, but they will be going over on that, and obviously our Twins getting the win.
Yes.
Well, we'll see what some other people say about this one, as they are saying lean over on this, because 4 of the 5 White Sox Twins matchups have gone over Thursday's total, but Twins is just a 13-19-1 over-under as home favorites. The total hasn't budged off the opener, even though most of the action is on the over, according to pregame.com. The Chicago's lineup is terrible versus right-handed pitching. Interesting. So they say leaning over. The run line, they're saying pass on that one, with a lean towards the Twins at -1.5 because of 4 of the 5 wins versus the White Sox, who are +1.5, have been by at least 2 runs, and so it's really close matchups between us and the White Sox. So it's one of those bets that you probably don't want to make. And then the money line, they said it's a risky one. They would take the Twins, but they still see it as a risky bet.
All right, well, we'll have to see what happens, and that's going to be happening just 40 minutes after we let you guys loose after this happy hour show. But in the meantime, if you want to show some support for our Twins, you can play the awesome E-Tab game that we've teamed up with them for. Twins win. You can even pick out a lucky batter in the Home Run Derby bonus round to win some Grand Slam prizes.
Oh, for sure. One of our favorite E-Tab games out there. We do have 56 balls dropped in this game, number 7, and we're seeing if we can give out any of, we're seeing if we can give out this must-go prize of $19.80 to one of these great players who are 5 balls away. We got a bunch of people even creeping closer at that 4-ball away mark. Should be some really fun stuff, as that minor prize is going to be growing into this game at number 8, with it clicking up from 52 to 56.
And there it is. We got Benji as well as Funk. It's both splitting up that must-go prize at $19.80. Nicely done. Benji over at Valley Lanes and Funk over at Carboni's Pizza. That was game number 7. We're about to be getting enrolled in a game number 8.
Yeah, so keep on getting enrolled, press and play, and we'll see those jackpots continue to rise into this game at number 8. But as you guys are getting enrolled, we got a little bit of twiking zone stuff to get into, what you guys compete for when you're playing that Twins bingo from 12 all the way till 1 every single day. And our player top 10 has been really crazy all over the place, especially in the beginning of this season 12.
Oh, absolutely. So starting it off, we have the tie being formed up in 9th place. From coming in from unranked, we got Maga over at Poppers, tying it up with Dal Dye over at Sergeant Peppers. They both have 13,000 points. 8th place is Mikey Wins over at the Floppy Crappie with 14,000, getting pushed back from 7th. Jumping up from 9th into 7th, though, we had No Show over at McPete's Sports Bar and Grill with 17,000 points. A tie that was in 6th jumped up into 5th, though, as Jules over at VFW Spring Lake Park and Nan over at Corky's Bar in South Haven are still tied up with 24,000 points. 4th place sits with Scrub Eye at VFW Blaine with 29,000, while 3rd place is Red at American Legion Fridley with 34,000. But right ahead of them with 35,000 in 2nd place, it's Simbob over at Corky's Bar in South Haven, but holding on to 1st place is Loser Dave at VFW Spring Lake Park with 49,000 points.
Now, Red definitely got more wins than Simbob during this happy hour, during that Twins bingo. And so I wouldn't be surprised if we see Red get into 2nd place when we head into tomorrow, as Simbab did get some wins to save himself at the very end of those games, but didn't come in until about Game 7, where Red had already gotten around 4 different wins in that Twins bingo. So it should be some fun stuff to see. But there are some other players that you should definitely watch out for, as the former champion Scrub Eye was out there getting after it. We also saw, let me see.
Was Dan or Mikey Wins out there?
Ooh, I don't think I saw, maybe Mikey Wins was out there, but I know for sure Scrub Eye and Red, as well as Simbob and Loser Dave were all out there getting after it. Our top 4 were all getting after it today.
Well, it just shows the dedication and the consistency that they have to hold on to those standings. It's what you need to hold on to those top spots, especially as we go deeper into the season 12.
Oh, yeah, but moving on to the location side of these standings, in 10th place, getting bumped back from 9th, we got the Bedrock in South Haven with 15,000 points. Getting bumped back from 8th into 9th, we got American Legion Pine City with 16,000 points. With 17,000 points in 8th place, getting bumped back from 7th, we got the Floppy Crappie over at Pokagama Township. In 7th place, getting bumped back from 6th, we got our place on 3rd and Faribault with 20,000 points. With 21,000 points in 6th place, the first riser in these standings from 10th all the way to 6th, we got Poppers in Virginia. 5th place, getting bumped back from 4th, we got Carboni's Pizza, CR Billiards in Coon Rapids with 27,000 points. With 28,000 points in 4th place, getting bumped back from 3rd, we got VFW Blaine. Getting bumped back, moving up actually from 4th into 3rd, breaking out of a tie with Carboni's Pizza, CR Billiards, we got Corky's Bar South Haven with 41,000 points. With 86,000 points in 2nd place, we got American Legion Fridley. And that 1st place location is VFW Spring Lake Park with 103,000 points.
Definitely some really good stuff. VFW Spring Lake Park is kind of running away with it again for a consecutive season, but I'm hoping we get to see some big-time locations like American Legion Fridley or even Corky's Barn South Haven try and keep up with them and even rival them this season.
Oh, definitely could happen, as American Legion Fridley has maintained step for step with them really so far this season. Just VFW Spring Lake Park got to that early lead very early in this season 12.
Oh, absolutely. It's been a lot of fun to watch, but we got some big time locations out there, and so we're definitely going to have to see who's going to be taking those top 10 spots later on. But we got a bunch of players 9 balls away, as we have about 46 balls dropped. We got 10 more balls to go before we're moving on past that minor, and we got a bunch of you guys in line to do so.
Oh, yeah, but right now we are moving past that mega and major. Now the only jackpot left on the line is that minor prize. We gave it out at 56 balls just last time it got to this point. We'll see if we can do it in these next 2 balls, but it looks like a lot of players are a little out, as we got only 1 ball to go, and it looks like we're going to be missing out on it. $28 on that must-go prize. And we got a bunch of players 4 balls away. So we got Clark, Rufus, Benji, Lady Di, 12, as well as many, many more trying to get the win.
Absolutely. But if you guys couldn't tell, right now we're listening to a little bit of Roaring 20s. But before we talk about this awesome E-Tab game, we finally have a winner.
Pat over at Castaway, and Please over at Corner Pocket, Castaway Isles for Pat. Good job to both those players, and they're splitting up $28 on this one. We're about to get enrolled into a game number 9, so make sure you guys continue to get enrolled and press play.
Absolutely, but the first E-Tab that we released this year was the Roaring 20s. It's what we're listening to right now. It's a lot of fun, and if you want to check it out, you definitely should do so, because there is a time travel sequence. Ready? Oh yeah, and it takes you from 1920s all the way up to 2020 in a little futuristic extreme lounge version where it's higher risks and bigger rewards. Or you can play with a standard deck in the 1920s, and it's a lot of fun. You guys will definitely want to check out this E-Tab.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite E-Tabs just due to having the standard deck and the extreme lounge. It's a really, really fun one, and with really great graphics as well. With the whole entire time travel theme, I just think it's so fun.
Absolutely.
You know, as a kid, I mean, who wasn't a big fan of Back to the Future and stuff like that?
It's good.
And so everyone's had the dream of you know, what if I hopped back in time and could do whatever? I don't know. And so
win some cash.
Oh yeah, win some cash. That's what you can do in this game of Roaring 20. So definitely check it out. Do you have any of those things where like you were like, oh, I wish I could go back in time for some event, something, whatever it is?
Not off the top of my head, no.
Yeah. I'm going to go with what I would like to be there for is It's tough because there's so many really big moments, especially in sports, that I would love to just like go to that game or go to like one of MJ's like iconic buzzer beater shots, like one of those in the playoff when he was winning the playoffs. I mean, would be so cool to be able to see. I'm trying to think of what else I would go back for. I mean, football games. There's a bunch of football games that I can think of. But my number one thing I would like to go back for is... Gosh, this is a tough one.
Exactly.
This is a tough one. There's a lot of good things. I can't think of any. I can't think of exactly which one I want to do. I'll choose. I'll go back to one of those playoff runs in for Michael Jordan's career, so I could see that greatness because I got to see LeBron's greatness. I've watched it on TV for a really long time, and I'd love to see a guy who's considered on that same caliber. To see him when he was at his prime would be so fun.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a definitely good one.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go with that.
All right.
Okay, what's yours?
I still don't have one.
You still don't have one? Come on, I gave you I gave you all this time. You gotta put one out there now.
Yeah. See, I don't really know.
You just gotta say one.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's no concerts you want to go to.
Oh, okay.
There's no.
Yeah, I just talked about this yesterday. If there's one event that I could have gone to that I would have loved to, it would have been Live Aid.
Go to Live Aid. That
Yeah.
would be the one that you'd go back in time for. Yeah, I think that's definitely a great answer
Really,
right
any
there.
opportunity to see Freddie Mercury live, but Live Aid, you get so many other people. I mean, I am a huge Bob Dylan fan.
Yeah,
so
I think
it would have been really cool.
I mean, to see all those greats.
There's
I mean,
so many greats
it
there.
would be really, really cool. Ooh, I take it back. I time traveled to watch the Olympic Dream Team that had Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, Michael Jordan, and a bunch of other just like one of the most iconic Olympic basketball teams of all time. If I could go watch that one live, that would be one of the coolest experiences.
If I could go to like Woodstock in the 70s, that would have been amazing.
That seems like just a problem waiting to happen.
It's just a big festival. There was nothing bad at that one. It was Woodstock 99 that was chaos.
Yeah, no. We do got 42 balls dropped on this one as we got a bunch of players 5 balls away. As we're seeing if we can give out this minor prize. It doesn't look like we'll be doing it, but we'll wait for the last second. Nope, we are working on a $35.40 must-go prize as we got a bunch of players 4 balls away on this one. And as you guys are getting after this this must-go prize, we got a little bit of music history action to get into next. But before we do that, we got a winner.
That's right. Polly over at Acapulco Blaine is taking away that $35.40 must-go prize. Nicely done in this round number 9. We're about to begin enrolled in a game number 10, and hopefully you guys can get this minor prize over $200 in this enrolling screen. And so if it doesn't go out in this game number 10, it'll click up from 56 to 60 in game number 11.
Should be some really, really fun stuff. But first day in music history, in 1964, the Rolling Stones scored their first #1 hit in the UK with their cover of Bobby Womack's It's All Over Now.
Okay.
Definitely interesting stuff. I don't know if I've heard the Rolling Stones rendition of It's All Over Now.
I don't think I have either.
But the Rolling Stones, definitely iconic band. English rock band formed in London in 1962. Obviously, in London, you would expect it to have happened maybe with one of their original songs, but it was really a cover song that was the first one to go #1 for them. After they were active for 6 decades, they had one of the most popular and enduring bands of the rock era. And in the early 1960s, the Rolling Stones pioneered the gritty, heavy driven sound that came to define hard rock.
Yeah, definitely. Let's take a peek at some of their songs. Yeah, probably Paint It Black would be my favorite.
Okay, yeah, that's a definitely good one. I'm gonna go with Satisfaction.
Oh, She's a Rainbow is a good one too.
Yeah, that's another good one. There's a lot of really great songs that they've been able to make.
Beast of Burden. That might have to be my favorite. I don't know. There's a good ones.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Well, you guys have just under a minute to get enrolled in this game number 10. You officially have that minor at $228. Nicely done. We have $4,433 on that major and $116,960 on that mega.
Oh, yeah. So make sure you guys continue to get enrolled into this game. Should be some fun stuff, but we do have another day in music history.
That's right, and today in 2018, Drake breaks his own record for most entries on the top 100 at once when he places 27 songs on the tally following the release of his album Scorpion.
Yeah, ridiculous. That is over a quarter of the Hot 100 was Drake songs. I mean, he's just so impressive with that kind of things, being able to make really trendy music.
Yes.
And he's very consistent with each song, just like he doesn't have a lot of bad songs on albums.
Yeah.
I'm not necessarily a huge Drake fan.
I was going to say, I wish I liked him more.
But I can definitely appreciate
don't like him.
I can appreciate how well he's been able to market himself.
Oh, absolutely. It's kind of like Kanye West, how I really don't like Kanye, but like his music throughout the years definitely grew up with it.
Oh, for sure. And I don't even think that way with Drake, to be honest. I think Drake of more of that. He's just a marketing genius. Like he's just able to stay with the times. He hops on every trend right as they're getting started.
That's true.
And
he is
so
really good about that.
It's really, really cool stuff.
Yeah, Drake was actually my first concert without my parents.
Really? Mm-hmm. He's a very good concert.
It was like a huge show that I had no idea that I was like getting myself into.
Mm-hmm.
I thought we were literally only seeing Drake at Auburn Hills. But we get to the Palace and it's Lil Wayne, it's Big Sean, it's Jenny Aiko, it's so many other people. And I was just like, oh my gosh, I didn't know I was signing up for this. Mm-hmm. It was so cool.
That's really, really cool. I do think that Drake puts on one of the better performances when it comes to just like performing live.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we were just little 15-year-olds, and he went on a platform and like went around the rafters and like came up to us. Oh, it was crazy.
It's so cool. Well, definitely a fun one in music history. I want to see what are the other people that have come close to that record that Drake has?
If any.
Yeah, okay, so this is just most entries into the Hot 100, not at one time. Mm-hmm. Before I get into that, we did click over on that minor prize, and so that means we're working on a $37.20 must-go prize. And that also means that minor prize is going to continue to grow into this game at number 11, with it clicking up from 56 to 60 balls or less. Should be some really fun stuff as we're coming to the tail end of this game, getting the winner.
That's right. We got Play Ball over at La Playette, taking home that $37.20 must-go prize in this game number 10. Nicely done. Let's get enrolled in this game number 11.
Okay, and so here is the people who've had the most Billboard Hot 100 hits of all time during their entire careers. And there's definitely some interesting names on this list that I was not expecting. As the number one obviously is Drake, being really, really good. But the ones behind that is the Glee cast, which comes in second.
That's a little bit of a shock.
Which is really, really funny to think about as I mean, I just would have expected the Glee class. And in number 3, you got Lil Wayne with 163.
Definitely makes sense to me. Lil Wayne is just not so little.
Yeah, but it's crazy that Drake has 222, and the next closest individual artist is Lil Wayne with 163.
Yeah, that is very, very insane.
Yeah, and
well, Drake has just been very successful, so congratulations. You have a lot of entries on the top 100.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's take a peek and see how many were the record at the same time.
Yeah, it looks like Drake holds the record, obviously, with 24. But we would like to see who else has been close to that. As Yeah, it looks like it's going to be tough for me to find. Cardi B just got up there as she has 13 songs on the Hot 100. Cool stuff. I thought, what's her name did a very similar thing. Ariana Grande had a bunch of songs in the Hot 100 all at the same time, with I think pushing it up to like 14 or maybe even higher at one point.
Yeah, I completely agree. It was just one specific album, wasn't it, that kind of had a bunch of them boost?
Yes, it's the same one that I forget what one. God's a Woman. The same one that God's a Woman on.
Okay, yeah. Doesn't that have like 7 rings? And
yeah, it's got a bunch of
all
top
of
songs.
Those, yeah, she went very big with that album.
Yeah, I remember that one blew up everywhere, and it had just a bunch of songs at the top. We do have that minor prize getting over $300 as we're coming to the final seconds of getting enrolled into this game number 11. But we're seeing if we can give it out in 60 balls or less, $310. If we don't do so, it'll be clicking up from 60 to 64 balls or less. That major prize is at $4,498. Super close to clicking up because it just needs to hit $4,500. And the very next game, it should click up from 48 to 49. That mega prize is at $116,997. You can win it in 48 balls or less. Should be some really, really good stuff.
Absolutely. But as you guys know, on our specialty nights, we have our MegaSota game night and our Twins Wednesday. We've already talked about what you need to do multiple times throughout this broadcast already, but we're gonna say it again. Sign up at pgl.world. Once you're a member of the Pilot Gambling League, you'll be able to compete against each other for those PGL points, but also have access to insider information. We just released a latest monthly newsletter that had a great announcement about our annual event, PyCon.
Oh yeah, PyCon announcement is... PyCon 2022 is happening Thursday, September 15th. We are going back to the Ledge Amphitheater in Await Park. We had such a great time out there last year. This year's special musical guest will be the legendary ZZ Top. Selling over 50 million records, the Rock Hall of Famers will be playing their hits at a very specially private event just for you. Come on out and hear all about the new products and games from Pilot Games, meet with legislators, and hear some great tunes. But you do have to get registered. Registration is free for players, but like I said, required for entry. We will be sending out that registration details very, very shortly. So make sure you guys stay tuned to your email so that you'll be one of those first people signed up to be able to come to this event, and you don't want to sign up too late, as we
sold out last year.
Yeah, it will fill up, and we want to have everyone we can there.
Absolutely. Not to mention when you sign up at pgl.world, just an extra little boost is we get to highlight all the new players who sign up, and a couple of the new players who just did that were Arctic Bully. But before I go through the rest of the list, we got a winner.
Big time player Funk over at Carboni's Pizza CR Billiards, taking home $375 on that one. Good job, Funk.
Nicely done. That was game number 11. We're about to be getting enrolled in a game number 12. But right after Arctic Bully, we had Enmo, Dilly Bars, D How 1990, True Blood 1, On the D Yell, JoJo H, Soup Chuck, KD Doctor 1977, Mary, Duck Hunter, Test Account 1. We also had White Claw, Connie, Koja 21, Edgar, and Dr. U-Turns, which Will called Drew Turns.
Drew Turns.
Yes.
Ah, he called it Dr. U-Turns during our broadcast.
I corrected him during.
You're like, it's Dr. U-Turns.
Well, I was like, whoa, that's a new one. And he was like, it's not Drew Turns. And I was like, well, I have heard different.
You said Drew Turns the first time you read it.
Did I?
Yeah.
I don't remember what I said. I just remember how prevalent you were like, it's Dr. U-Turns.
It's Dr. U. Well, I had a good laugh the morning prior to reading that name, and so I thought it was pretty funny, Dr. U-Turns. But I did select my favorite name for today.
Okay.
And today it is Duck Hunter, as Duck Hunt is a classic video game, and so gotta give a little love to Duck Hunter.
Is that the one that has Banjo and Kazooie?
Yes, I am pretty sure that is the one that does, but I don't want to say for sure.
Let's take a little peek. It looks like it.
Yeah, Duck Hunt is the 1984 light gun shooter video game developed and published by Nintendo for a Nintendo Entertainment Service video game console and the Nintendo VS system arcade hardware. The game was first released in April 1984 in Japan for family computer consoles and in North America as an arcade game.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it actually looks like Banjo-Kazooie is a series of its own video games.
Okay. No, Duck Hunt is is another character from he is in Super Smash.
That's what I figured.
But he's a different character than Banjo and Kazooie.
Because Banjo is like a bear.
He's a bear, and the other one's a dog with a duck, and Banjo and Kazooie's a bear with a kazooie.
With a kazooie bird.
I don't know.
That's funny.
That's super fun.
Yeah, now I want to know the name of them.
What is the character name in Duck Hunt?
The dog and a duck.
The dog and the duck.
That's all we get.
Okay.
Well, that's some fun stuff. So, that's your favorite one of the day?
That's my favorite one of the day.
Well, Will earlier today on Cup of Joe said that Nemo might even be pronounced Nemo. And so I liked that. And so it's probably not, but I'm going to go with Nemo.
Nemo. Definitely a great Disney movie.
Yes.
For sure. What's your favorite character in Nemo?
Squirt.
Squirt is your favorite. That's definitely a top tier choice. I'm gonna go with my favorite character. I gotta look at the characters real quick to make sure I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, Squirt or Crush. I love the sea turtles.
Yes. Okay. So my favorite character is Gil. Gil was cool.
Gil is cool. I love Bruce as well.
Darla. It might be Darla.
Not.
She's
Absolutely not.
She's so funny in there. Bubbles. No, that's my favorite. Bubbles is my favorite.
Yeah.
The way he freaks out about Bubbles was peak comedy for me as a child.
That's a good one.
So, good job, Nemo, getting signed up at PGL.world. And the last 2 nights, we've had PGL nights. And so we have our standings set for the rest of this week. And would you like to talk about those players that have been killing it during these PGL nights?
Absolutely, and I'll hop right in because coming in from unranked, now in 10th place, we have Forget UD over at VFW Austin. They sit with 113,055 points so far. Getting pushed back from 6th place into 9th, we had Big Daddy over at American Legion Litchfield with 114,780 points. Getting pushed back from 5th all the way to 8th, though, we got Kugel01 over at Beck's Pub with 121,010 points. Getting pushed back from 4th into 7th, we got Sloppy over at Malone's Bar and Grill with 125,375 points. 3rd place now in 6th, we've got Nixon at VFW Roseville with 127,850 points. Now our 2nd place player also got pushed back. Now in 5th place, it's Yak 2102, but before I go any further, we got a winner.
Dino 5254 over at Stadium Sports Bar, taking home that must-go prize of $16.40. Good job, Dino 5254.
Yeah, that was game number 12. We're about to be enrolled in a game number 13. But Nixon over at VFW Roseville was sitting in 6th place, while Yak 2102 was in 5th over at the Riverbend Bar and Grill with 130,800 points. Our 1st place player got pushed all the way back to 4th as Diesel over at Eagles St. James sits with 140,740 points. But a big-time riser from this week, 7th place all the way into 3rd, we have longtime player Keith over at Billy's Rockford with 156,795 points. But our top 2 came in from unranked into these standings, and so now in 2nd place, it's Keebs over at Clearwater Corners with 157,580 points. But our number 1 player is now Bergar over at Rusty Nail Thief River Falls, who sits with 230,540 points. Definitely a nice little leg up on the rest of the competition.
Hamburger. Good job getting into that first place spot. A little Jacques Cousteau pronunciation right there. I love myself some Pink Panther. What's hilarious is I thought he was like the main character of Pink Panther for a little bit until I actually watched like the animated show and realized that like the Pink Panther like movie series is nothing like the actual Pink Panther animated show.
That's funny.
Yeah, I always was like, oh, it's Jacques Cousteau, the silly detective that ends up solving all the crimes. And then I watched the animated show as a kid, and I was like, wow, this is just about
very different.
About a Pink Panther.
Yep.
Oh, cool stuff. Very literal with it.
Yes.
So I thought it was funny. But I always loved the Pink Panther series, especially with Steve Martin playing as Jacques Cousteau.
I mean, how can you not?
He did such a good job with it as well.
Absolutely, one of my probably favorite roles of his.
Oh, for sure, because it was just so iconic for us as kids. But let's move on to the location stays. Good job, Burgar, getting that first place spot. But in 10th place on the location side, moving from unranked to this spot, we got Charlie's Bar over in Rochester with 431,075 points. With 432,185 points in 9th place, moving from unranked to this spot, we got Scarta's Bar in St. Paul. Getting bumped back from 4th all the way to 8th, we got VFW Dilworth with 451,070 points. Now, you got to realize, this location got bumped all the way from 4th into 8th. But this location stayed directly right in 7th place. Was in 7th, stayed in 7th. The only location to do so, we got VFW Northfield with 458,490 points. You don't see that very normally without it being a first place location or something like that. In 6th place, getting bumped back from 9th, we got Cabin Bar and Nicolette with 471,975 points. With 558,130 points in 5th place, moving from unranked to this spot, we got Rusty Nail Thief River Falls. In 4th place, getting bumped back from 1st, we got Howie's Sports Bar and Grill in St. Cloud with 596,090 points. Moving up from 5th into 3rd, we got Miltona Liquor Store with 642,125 points. Moving up from 3rd into 2nd, we got Poppers in Virginia with 732,750 points. And just slightly ahead of Poppers in Virginia in 1st place, moving up from 2nd into 1st, we got the Mabel Liquor Store with 741,165 points. I can't wait to see how these races end up, especially between Mabel Liquor Store and Poppers in Virginia.
Definitely duking it out for that 1st place spot. Poppers in Virginia are previous champions. I'm definitely going to be looking out for them, as I think that they definitely want to be back in that 1st place spot.
Oh, I think it could happen, but it would take a big effort over the next 2 PGL nights, Tuesday and Wednesday. So make sure you guys are coming out for MegaSota game night as well as TwinsWinsDay.
That's right, but we got players 9 balls away and 45 balls dropped. It's looking like we might be able to give out this minor. If not, we got $17.80 on that must-go prize, as we do have some wild news to get into with you guys.
Yeah, and I don't know much about these players, so we won't talk much about them, but the Wild General Bill Guerin announced the National Hockey League Club has agreed to terms with forwards Brandon Bardock on a 1-year, 2-way contract, forward Stephen Fogarty on a 2-year, 2-way contract, as well as forward Nick Pettin on a 2-year, 2-way contract, as well as defensive man Andre Sutter on a 1-year, 2-way contract as well.
Nicely done, but we got JJ Wittag over at Tasty Pizza Hanger 45, taking home that must-go prize, $17.80 going out to you in this game number 13. We're about to begin enrolled in a game number 14.
Yeah, it should be some really, really fun stuff. Hopefully that minor prize can get closer to $100. I don't know why I couldn't say hopefully for a little bit. But hopefully that minor prize can get closer to $100, because as soon as it hits that mark, the very next game will be clicking up from 52 to 56. But you guys got 2 minutes to get enrolled in this game at number 13. So make sure you guys are getting enrolled. Game number 14. And so make sure you guys are getting enrolled and press and play. But we got a little bit that we can talk about with our Wild, as we can check in with Nick Bungstead.
All right, well.
Yeah, Nick Bungstead got to live out every Minnesota kid's dream. Okay. a 2010 Mr. Hockey Award winner as the state's top hockey high school player. That's what he first did.
Okay.
3 seasons and 2 Western Conference Hockey Association titles with the University of the Minnesota Gophers.
All right.
A first-round draft pick with the 19th overall pick in the NHL draft. 2 years with his hometown team, the Minnesota Wild. I am grateful for what the organization allowed me to do, Bungstead said. Same day, he signed a 1-year contract as an unrestricted free agent with the Arizona Coyotes. It was a great group of guys. I think they are going to have a successful future. I would have loved to have won a Stanley Cup with them, but, you know, it's a tough thing to do. But I learned a lot in the 2 years with those guys, and, you know, definitely something I'll cherish forever.
Very cool.
Really, really fun stuff. Yeah, the Blaine, Minnesota native saw limited ice time with the Wild after starting his career with Minnesota in 2021 at training camp on a top line with Kirill Kaprizov and Zach Price. By 2021 and 22, Bungstead had found a better home, centering the fourth line and bouncing in and out of the lineup as both a healthy scratch and battling with various injuries. In total, the 30-year-old had 30 points, 13 goals, 17 assists in 101 games the past 2 seasons. He hopes to increase in ice time as his veteran presence will help him establish more consistent ice time. Yeah.
Very cool stuff. Well, you guys have just about 3, 2, 1, and we are enrolled in this game at number 14. We got some great prizes on the line. That minor did not make it over $100, but we got $65.75 on the line if you take it home in 52 balls or less. If not, don't worry. We got $18.40 on that Musco prize for you guys.
Oh, yeah. And did we talk about the great ETAB game that is themed with our Minnesota Wild? Check out our great ETAB game, Let's Go Wild. You guys can check it out at wherever you play Pilot games at. Even check out that slap shot bonus round to see if you can score some big prizes.
Absolutely, but we do have a fishing report to get into with you guys, as it is about Isle and Anamia, and as well as Lake Mill Lacs by Explore Minnesota, just updated on the 7th. Smallmouth bass fishing on Lake Mill Lacs has been spectacular despite all the forage in the lake. Anglers report the best action when using swim baits or jig worms in waters ranging from 3 to 18 feet deep. The DNR reminds Lake Mill Lacs anglers that walleye season will close for 2 weeks from Friday, July 1st through Friday, July 15th. Followed by a catch and release walleye season through the end of the summer. The 1 walleye limit is scheduled to resume Thursday, September 1st, running all the way through Wednesday, November 30th.
That should be some really, really good stuff. So make sure you guys are staying up to date with everything that's happening in the fishing world over there in Minnesota, because it seems like you guys are having some real success this summer. We do have 47 balls dropped in this game at number 14, and we're seeing if any of these players can take home a prize in 52 balls or less, as we clicked over that major prize right there, because just last game it clicked up from 48 to 49 balls or less. Really, really cool stuff there.
Yeah, but we are moving past that minor. We got $18.40 on that Musco prize, and a bunch of players 5 balls away.
What do you think it's going to be?
Nunya.
I'm going to go with Fufu. Yeah, that's going to be my pick. We'll see what happens, as it should be coming around just in the corner. Ooh, maybe Billy Bubba.
He just caught my eye as well.
I like that name right there. But here's the winner right here. Oh, it's a little off. I was just a little off because it's happening in this ball. Oh, wow. This is crazy. 66 balls. Let's hit 70 balls.
Might as well.
Oh, there it is. It's player over at Carboni's Pizza. Funk over at Carboni's Pizza, CR Billiards, and player over at American Legion Hugo, splitting up that $18.40 Musco prize.
Nicely done. That was game number 14. We're about to begin enrolled in a game number 15. Let's try and get that minor prize over $100. So if it doesn't go out in this game number 15, game number 16, it's going to be clicking up in ball count for you guys.
Oh, yeah. But if you want to make it to our jackpot list, you guys got to get over $600 jackpots. But if you want to make it on our photo enrolling screen, you know, right here, It doesn't even have to be a jackpot. I mean, we love jackpots, just like Trisha Fred or Fred Trisha. I'm not sure which are doing right there. Or you could just send you just playing Pilot games like she is right there. We love seeing those player photos. Send them with your friend, favorite bartender, whatever it is. We like seeing you guys play Pilot games, having a good time. So share those pictures on Facebook or by posting them onto any of your social medias with the hashtag Pilot Games. Or even the easiest option, email them to jackpots@pilotgames.com.
That's right, and we got an awesome one to show you guys right now, and if I'm not mistaken, it is Tom Rocks taking home $82,295. Nicely done, Tom Rocks.
Yeah, that was that jackpot that went out in Skull Bingo
right.
earlier this week, making him the largest jackpot winner of this season 12.
That is some pretty exciting stuff. We love seeing all those amazing player pictures you guys have, so make sure you guys are sending in as many as possible.
Oh, for sure, as I definitely want to see a player pick. I mean, there's no doubt, have to see a player pick of that mega prize when it finally goes out. I've been keeping my eye out. I mean, $117,000 available, and it should be only bigger by the time it ends up going out. But we only need $3 to get that minor over $100. You guys will definitely want to get that done so that if it doesn't go out in this game, it'll be clicking up from 52 to 56.
Come on, you guys have just about 30 seconds. Grab another card, get your buddies, do something. $3. Let's get it in on over $100 for you guys.
Oh, yeah, but while you guys are getting enrolled and getting some balls dropping in this game, we got a little bit of Vikings news to get into. And ESPN recently ranked the NFL top 10 best running backs entering the 2022 season. And Cook, who's donning the number 4 jersey this season for the first time, landed at number 4 on the list. Jeremy Fowler wrote, "Some around the league still have no problem putting Cook on their top 3 based on his explosion, vision, and toughness. With a full season, he could put up historic numbers, but that is a sort of the problem. Cook has never played more than 14 games in any of his 5 NFL seasons. He needs to stay on the field. The whole team is different when he's there," a veteran NFL offensive coach said. He's great and can get even better with discipline as a runner and growing as a third down receiver. I think he'll show a lot more all-around game in a new offense.
All right.
Yeah, it should be some really, really cool stuff.
Yeah.
As I think going into this offensive style will just help him out. He's obviously been dealing with injuries over the last few seasons, and it's not any big injuries. I wouldn't call him injury prone. It's just he gets dinked and dunked. He's a workhorse back. He has to take a lot of hits throughout a 16-game, 17-game NFL season. It's tough to stay healthy during those times. But with Kevin O'Connell coming into the fold, he may receive less of those running backs and running straight up into those big 300-pound guys where you got 600 pounds of human being laying on top of you, and getting more of those receptions where he's out on the edge and he's getting tackled by 180-pound cornerbacks instead. And I think that works out a little bit better.
That'll definitely be a better fit.
Yeah, you know, help the joints out a bit.
Yes, I would say so.
Yeah, because I know I wouldn't want guys that look like Jordan Davis laying on me. You know, the Georgia prospect that we talked a bunch about before the draft. Just massive human beings that live in that middle. But he is not the only player for our Vikings that were able to make a top 10 NFL positionally by this same ESPN poll that was consisting of executive coaches and players, where we had our own Justin Jefferson landing on the wide receiver list. Before I get into where he actually ended up on this list, we are about to give out this must-go prize of $25.60, and I'll stop and wait to see who does so as we got it.
There it is, one away at American Legion Rice is taking away that $25.60 must-go prize. Nicely done in this game number 15. We're getting enrolled in a game number 16.
Yeah, really, really good stuff. So make sure you guys get enrolled and press play. But I'll go through the list. Okay, first place, Devontae Adams. I think that's not a tough take. I mean, he's a really good wide receiver. He's done it for a little bit longer than Justin Jefferson. And so I think it takes a few years for Justin Jefferson to pass him. Second place, Cooper Kupp. I mean, he's coming off winning Super Bowl, leading the league in receiving yards. I think he got the receiving triple crown, which is rarely ever been done in the NFL. And so Cooper Kupp makes sense.
Did he get MVP this past season?
No, he did not end up with the MVP award as Aaron Rodgers won it again, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
I'll look that up real quick, as the NFL MVP this year was Patrick Mahomes. Oh, wait, no. Oh, they're the favorites for next season. Aaron Rodgers was the winner of last season.
Okay.
So Aaron Rodgers was
Yeah.
the winner. But Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen are the favorites to win it next year. But here's where I start to get an issue, and that's because I kind of view Justin Jefferson right here at that number 3 spot at the wide receiver currently. But I do think he can compete with those other guys. But they had Jamar Chase over him. His wide receiver duo from back in college played 1 year, had a really good year. But I just don't see him being over Justin Jefferson,
Yeah.
as Justin Jefferson is put together 2 years of really, really good play.
Yeah, consistent.
And even though Jamar Chase put together a really good first year, it's hard to say that he's better than Justin Jefferson already, with Justin Jefferson putting up similar numbers the past year and did the same numbers the year prior.
Previous, yeah.
Yeah, so I put Justin Jefferson above him. And even, I'll add this into it, as Tyreek Hill fell down to the number 5 spot on this list. And I thought that was a bit ridiculous as well, as if anyone could argue that it could be in that number 3 spot above Justin Jefferson, I feel like Tyreek Hill should have been that
Up
guy
there as well.
instead of Jamar Chase. I find Jamar Chase more in number 5 on my list.
I see.
So a little bit more controversial take on that list, but
take.
definitely some fun stuff. Good to have 2 of the top. Both of them landed at number 4, and probably are the highest, the two highest on their positional list for any single team running back wide receiver duo.
Okay.
Yeah, so really cool stuff there.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, in the meantime, if you want to show some support for our Vikings, we have an awesome E-Tab game that we all know and love. It's called Vikings Victory. You can even check it out and try your hand at that Skull bonus round where you pick a lucky letter in hopes of taking home a huge prize.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely a really, really fun game. You got the Viking with the football axe.
With Mjolnir.
Yeah, with Mjolnir. Yeah, it could be a hammer. I always say axe, but it definitely could be a football hammer.
Yeah.
So
never
definitely
know.
some fun stuff there. We do have some Jackpot Hunter standings to get into, as you guys are earning points for those Jackpot Hunter standings. And in 10th place, we got a 2-way tie. Both of them getting bumped back from 8th. We got Player over at Tankers Bay Bar and Lanes, tied up with Slappy over at Carboni's Pizza CR Billiards. They both have 8,000 points. In 8th place, there's a 2-way tie between Chica over at Willie McCoy's of Andover and Dustball 75 over at Charlie's Bar and Grill. They both have 9,000 points. 5th place is another tie, as 3-way tie in 4th place got bumped back to that 5th place spot. It's Crazy Kid over at Tasty Pizza Hangar 45, Wolfstein over at Carboni's Pizza CR Billiards, and Jay Surma over at Grumpy's Bar and Grill in Roseville, all with 10,000 points. With 11,000 points in 3rd place, we have a 2-way tie between moving up from 7th into 3rd, Tesla over at Friends Bar and Restaurant, and Kirby, who got bumped back from 2nd into that spot over at American Legion Fridley. Moving out of that tie with Kirby into sole possession of 2nd place, we got O. Lars over at Anamia Vets Club with 16,000 points. With 24,000 points in 1st place, we got Funk over at Carboni's Pizza CR Billiards.
Yeah, and we already see him out there getting quite a few wins tonight. Definitely holding on to that 1st place spot. Nicely done, Funk.
Oh, he definitely will after just dominating. He already had a solid lead and
Absolutely.
continues to build on that.
Oh, yes. But on the location side of things, we start off. Before I go in, we got a winner.
Oh, Captain, don't want to interrupt you. Rooster's Bar and Grill taking home that $30.80 Musco prize. Good job, Captain.
Nicely done. We're about to begin a roll in a game number 17, where that miner is going to be finally clicking up from 52 to 56 balls or less.
Did you ever refer to your grandpa as Captain?
No.
Okay. I always think of it as because...
I didn't even know his station until a few years ago.
Really?
Yeah, no. I just knew him as Grandpa Bob.
That's so funny. Because I always think of Yours, Mine, Ours with
Yes.
Dennis Quaid, and he makes all of his kids, because he's a captain,
Yeah.
refer to him as Captain.
Yes.
And so I didn't know if there was any times where, Hunter would just your brother
No.
would refer to him as, Captain Bob.
No.
I like it. I would.
I know. I wish I would have. I didn't know he was a captain in the Navy when I was a kid.
You just knew that he was a part of the military.
I
at
knew
one
he was a
point.
big deal in the Navy. I mean, people saluted him when we went on the
On
naval
base,
base,
but you never knew
I was
what he
just like,
was.
I'm cool. Look at me. I'm with my grandpa.
I'm with my
Like,
grandpa.
I had no idea.
That's so funny. We do have 1 minute and 30 seconds to get enrolled in this game number 17. So make sure you guys are getting enrolled. Press play as that minor prize is clicked up from 52 to 56 with $178 on the line. That minor prize is sitting at 49 balls or less to take home $4,641. And the mega with $117,171. You can win it in 48 balls or less. That feels a little lucky on that mega prize just because it's 2 1s and 1 7 on each side of the comma.
I like the way you think.
I'll make anything seem like it's lucky. So
Yes.
definitely get enrolled for this next game. I mean, 56 balls or less. We already gave out a jackpot in that ball count.
Oh, yeah, but if you guys get it over $200 in this enrolling screen and it doesn't go out here in game number 18, it's clicking up from 56 to 60 balls or less. So that is definitely going to make things a lot more doable as well. So definitely try and get that as high as you can on that minor, as you guys have just about 35 seconds to get enrolled. But I will hop into the location standings of these Jackpot Hunters top 10s. And we start off with a tie in 8th place. Coming in from unranked, that was Willie McCoy's of Andover, tying it up with Country Lounge in St. Paul, as well as Friends Bar and Restaurant in St. Cloud. They all have 11,000 points. Another tie being formed up, coming in from unranked, now into 6th, it's Shady's Railside and Rice, tying it up with Mabel Liquor Store. They both have 12,000 points. 5th place sits with American Legion Fridley with 22,000 points, while with 25,000 points in 4th place, it's Tasty Pizza Hangar 45 in Hilltop. Then there was another tie being formed up between previously in 3rd, Anamia Vets Club, tying it up with VFW Spring Lake Park. They both have 34,000 points in 2nd place. But in 1st, we got Carboni's Pizza CR Billiards with 63,000 points so far.
Yeah, good job to all those locations. Doing a real good job during these Jackpot Hunter games. Having a lot of players at them, as well as some top-tier players playing there as well. We do have 15 balls dropped in this game as we're creeping towards that major, and minor jackpot. If we miss out on all of them, though, we got a $42.80 must-go prize. But as you guys got balls dropping in this game number 17, we do have some celebrities' birthdays to get into. And the first one being in 1868, and that's Gertrude Bell, a British archaeologist that was a part of Desert and the Sown.
Yeah, it was a CBE, and she was an English writer, a traveler, political officer, administrator, as well as an archaeologist.
Really cool.
She went to Oxford for her education.
Yeah, she is best known for helping to establish modern Iraq after World War I.
Okay.
Ah.
Yeah, she argued in favor of the self-government help establish its borders, draft its constitution, and founded its national museum.
That's really interesting. Definitely someone that was really trying to help out. That's awesome whenever you see someone who dedicated their life to just trying to help other people, trying to discover different things. It's really, really cool to see that.
Absolutely. In the movie and take called The Queen of the Desert is based on the life story of Gertrude Bell.
Really? That's so cool. Even has a movie based off of her. Happy birthday, Gertrude Bell. As we are seeing if we're going to give out this $42.80 must-go prize. A bunch of people 3 balls away. We'll see who ends up getting it as we got a winner.
That's right. AKG over at Tracks Bar and Grills taking home that must-go prize, $42.80 going out to you in this game number 17.
Oh, yeah, and as you guys are getting enrolled into a game number 18, that minor, major, and mega are only going to grow as we get enrolled. Should be some super fun stuff, as if that minor gets over $200, In the very next game, if it doesn't go out, it will be clicking up from 56 to 60 balls or less.
That's right. Gertrude Bell also wrote a number of different works like A Woman in Arabia, Letters of Gertrude Bell, The Desert and the Sown, Persian's Pictures, Tales of the Queen of the Desert, and Amaranth to Amaranth.
That is awesome stuff. We do have some more celebrity birthdays to get into, as the next one is definitely one of my top animators of all time. Born in 1910, we got William Hanna, American animator, part of the Hanna-Barbera duo. He did Tom and Jerry, Scooby-Doo, and so many more, like Yogi Bear, the Yuckleberry Hound Show, Tom and Jerry,
The Jetsons, the Flintstones,
Top Cat, Wacky Races.
Yeah, Quick Draw McGraw.
So many. I mean, the Hanna-Barbera. Ooh, the Nagila Gorilla Show. I really liked that one. That was one of my favorite shows whenever I watched Boomerang.
Yeah, he's even been working on it all the way up to the latest edition of Scoob in 2020.
Really?
Yeah.
That's really, really cool. No, he wasn't working on that.
He wasn't?
No, he passed away in 2001.
Oh.
Yes. So I think it's just using his ideas and continuing
giving
on.
him credit.
Yeah, that he's been just a big part of the creation of these. I mean, huge personas that ran on TV for so long.
Absolutely.
Probably still running. I mean, I know Tom and Jerry and the Flintstones and all those are still on TV all the time. Funny though that one of my favorites has to be Wacky Races, and that's one of the most off the rail ones, as it's got like Penelope Pitstop, Muttley, who just speaks in Russia.
Oh, this was what you just showed me the other day.
Yeah, you got Dick Dastardly,
Yes.
as well as the Rock Slag.
Yeah, some very cool stuff.
Yeah,
Can't say I ever watched this.
It's so funny. So here's funny. Through 1968 and 69 run of Wacky Racers, produced only 17 half-hour shows, each containing 2 races. So a total of 34 races were contested. Penelope Pitstop, Peter Perfect, the Mafia-esque Ant Hill Mob, and the Hillbilly team of Luke, Bubble Bear, took the checkered flag 4 times.
All right.
That's awesome. I remember all those characters. They were so fun. Johnny Quest, another great animated show.
Can't say I watched that one.
I watched a lot of Boomerang as a kid, so I know pretty much all these shows. They're just really, really fun for me.
His net worth ended up being $300 million.
That is crazy. Happy birthday, William Hanna. Now, do you have a favorite of the Hanna-Barbera cartoons? Scooby-Doo.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's a great one. It's definitely one of my favorites.
I love Tom and Jerry.
Tom and Jerry
is so much.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Flintstones, so good. Jetsons, so good. It's really hard to say one, but I think I have to agree with you. With all things considered, Scooby-Doo has to be that number one. Number one show.
Takes the cake.
It just all the offshoot shows that have come from it as well has been just so fun for us to watch as kids.
Absolutely. There's like a cult following for it now.
Oh, yeah. Well, happy birthday, William Hanna. We're going to get into this next birthday. But before so, let's talk about this game, as we got $255 on this minor prize, and we'll try and give it out in 56 balls or less. If we don't, it'll be clicking up from 56 to 60 balls or less. That Musco prize is at 52 balls or less and 80 cents. I mean, $52.80. We'll see if we can give it out, as we are about to click over on this one. We got one last shot. See? No, clicking over to that $52.80 Musco prize, as we got a bunch of players 4 balls away, like Sandbar, Viddy, Conehead, and lots of other big
Mikey
players.
Likes.
Mikey Likes. Not Mikey Wins, but Mikey Likes. Ooh. And we got a winner.
Yeah, we got Fast Phil over at Castaway Cushion, taking away that $52.80 Musco prize. Nicely done, Fast Phil.
I just pictured, like,
your uncle.
No, I pictured
that's what I
pictured
pictured.
Dr. Phil just like running really fast down some road. I don't know. It was very comical for me. So good job, Fast Phil, getting enrolled and getting the win in that one. And now we're getting enrolled into a game number 19. So make sure you guys are getting enrolled. Press play with that minor prize. You can win in 60 balls or less. You won't want to miss out on this one.
Absolutely. As we get into our next celebrity birthday, and on this day in 1960, Jane Lynch was born. The American actress. She was best known in the show Glee. She was also in 2.5 Men, Criminal Minds. She's also a singer and a comedian. She's been in so many things.
Oh, she is very much a working actress that's been in a lot of different productions. From being like my most iconic view of her as the Glee like coach teacher, whatever she was.
Yeah.
But then she was also great in 2.5 Men as like the therapist or whatever she was in 2.5 Men.
See, I probably best know her from, this is my, like, childhood girl showing, another Cinderella story with Selena Gomez. She plays the evil stepmom.
Does she really?
Yeah, she does.
She fits it. She does a really good job with
She plays,
those
like,
kinds of roles.
It's like a Hollywood-esque, like, diva
Really?
that she plays, and she's a pop star in her own.
That is great.
It's super comical, and I loved it as a kid.
She did a great job voice acting in Wreck-It Ralph as Wreck-It Ralph's love interest. No, he's not Wreck-It Ralph's love interest. It's why am I blanking on the guy who fixes things? Fix-It Felix's love interest in that movie.
I've never seen Wreck-It Ralph.
Have you never seen Wreck-It Ralph? One of those great animated
know.
kids that, I mean, I don't necessarily have a crazy love for it because I was too old when I watched it.
Yeah.
But it's definitely one of those.
It's definitely that you need to watch at some point.
It's one of those better animated films. I mean, I like it probably better than like the Despicable Me series and stuff like that.
I don't like the Despicable Me series that much. But see, this was during the phase where like Big Hero 6 was coming out, and it was right when I was like a teen and I wasn't watching them.
Yes.
And so now that I'm like an adult and out of I don't want to watch kids movies, and I want to watch kids movies all the time now, I'd be more interested in watching it.
The kids movies are just the best, like turn off your brain and just like
just
relax.
unplug.
Yeah, it's fun enough to do. But Jane Lynch, talk a little bit more about there. She's in Alvin and the Chipmunks as well.
Oh.
She's in all the Shrek series. I don't know what she plays in the Shrek series, but she is in them, and she doesn't have a list in the Shrek series of what she does.
She's not credited?
No, she is not. And but she makes appearances in so many different works. If it's just a little cameo, or if it's a full-blown role, she's been in so many different things.
She plays Gretchen. I don't know who that is.
I don't know who Gretchen is in Shrek.
Oh, she plays a female ogre.
That is great. Well, Jane Marie Lynch is, I mean, comedian, author. She's known for starring as Susan Sylvester in the music comedy series Glee, which earned her actually a Primetime Emmy Award for that role.
And did you know she actually really dislikes Leah Marie? And so some of her like off takes where she's like, oh, stop singing, or like, oh, we have to listen to this, it was off the cuff and it was not originally scripted.
Really?
Yes. And
No.
some say it was because she genuinely didn't like Leah Marie, who played, I don't even know her name, but
Okay, it's just a theory that that she actually didn't like her.
well, all of those comments were improvised, but she's never gonna actually be like, no, I hate her. Yeah, get
I
her
don't know.
off.
Some people are like that.
I also have never dug deep. I've never watched Glee.
No, I haven't
Never.
I've enjoyed some of the music from Glee though. Well, happy birthday, Jane Lynch. Next up, born in 1973, we got Matul, Bulgarian Turkish weightlifter, 5-time world champion, Olympic gold medalist in 1996, 2000, as well as 2004. So he was the strongest person in a lift for 8 years.
Yeah, that's
At
insane.
least 8 years. And that's not counting the years, after the 2004 or before the 1996
One
Olympics.
ball off.
Yep, getting a Musco prize. We got Don over at the Square Deal and Jax over at the Roadside, splitting up $68.40 in this game number 19. We're about to get enrolled into a game number 20 with that minor prize, clicking up from 60 to 64 balls or less. You won't want to miss out on it because it has a high likelihood in going out.
Absolutely. It's going to be clicking up in that ball count, and hopefully we can give it out in this game number 20. But if not, we'll have an extra round at game number 21 to also try. But yeah, Halil Matu was a former professional Turkish weightlifter with several world and Olympic champion titles. He is one of 5 weightlifters who have achieved 3 consecutive gold medals at the Olympic Games.
Wow, that is incredible. I know it's so hard to say that strong for so long. Happy birthday, Malil. How do you say his last name?
Mutlu.
Next up, born in 1975, we got Taboo, Jamie Gomez, American rapper, part of the Black Eyed Peas. Yeah, he is Jamie Louise Gomez, better known as stage name Taboo, in the American rap group, best known being a member of the musical group Black Eyed Peas.
Very cool stuff. Yeah, I really liked this guy.
Yeah, he's definitely super fun. He is actually Native American and Mexican. Really cool stuff.
I know it's funny, but people from the Philippines will claim that he's Filipino at heart.
Really?
Yeah.
And he was fighting cancer, but it's now in remission.
Good.
Yeah, so awesome stuff to hear about Taboo.
His net worth is still $15 million.
That is incredible. I mean, when you're a part of the Black Eyed Peas, I wouldn't expect anything less.
And he also says that his greatest influence was the Native American rock group Redbone.
Really? Well, happy birthday, Taboo, also known as Jamie Gomez.
Yeah, very cool stuff. Happy birthday. Next up in 1979, we got Scott Porter, the American actor from Friday Night Lights as Jason, and Heart of Dixie as George. I like this actor. I like both of the shows he was just listed in and the characters he played in each.
Yeah, he is an American actor and occasional singer, known by his roles as Jason Street in the NBC television drama Friday Night Lights. His character was intriguing injured during a football game in the pilot episode and became disabled. The character was inspired by high school football player David Edwards.
Yeah, he becomes almost paralyzed from the waist down, and so he's trying to regain his mobility and his ability to walk. Literally his senior year of high school, as he's the starting player on his football team.
That is...
He just gets trucked and injured, and it's horrible.
Oh,
but
my goodness.
He's also in a bunch of other stuff. He's in Heart of Dixie, where he plays a lawyer, which is the love interest to the main girl, but it's all kind of twisted and love triangle-esque, and
he's
it's
in
a fun one.
Dear John.
Yes, he is.
Oh, he's in Speed Racer, which is a really funny old movie that I only watched maybe one time, but for some reason sticks in my head like no other.
He's in The To-Do List with Alexa Plaza. He's in the horror movie Prom Night, which is a super fun role for him. And he was also in, what else do I know him from? Oh, Band Slam.
I've never
with
seen
Vanessa
Band
Hutchins.
Slam.
It's a teen one, but it's cute.
Super cool stuff. I wanted to see what he voice acted in the Marvel
Scarlet
animated
Spider.
series. He voice acts as a Scarlet Spider. Interesting. Well, happy birthday, Scott Porter, as we got balls dropping in this game number 20. Hopefully we can give it out. But next up, born in 1985, we got Phoebe Waller-Bridge, an English actor, writer, and director known for Fleabag.
Yeah, I have not seen Fleabag or seen anything that she's been in, but I have seen her more prevalently. She was in Killing Eve.
No Time to Die. The 007 movie, James Bond.
She was also in the Solo movie.
Oh, really cool.
Indiana Jones 5. She's been working for quite some time.
That's super fun stuff. Well, happy birthday, Phoebe Waller-Bridge.
Yeah, very cool.
Next up, born in 1988, we got Conor McGregor, Irish mixed martial artist, third multi-division champion in UFC history when he held the welterweight and lightweight championship at the exact same time. Really,
I think we all know who he
really
is.
polarizing presence.
Persona. Oh my goodness.
He's just so iconic
McGregor.
for being Conor McGregor.
But we did give out at minor jackpot. Splitting it is Linda over at Rumors Bar and Grill and Funk over at Carboni's Pizza. Both of you guys are getting to split over $573. Nicely done to you guys. We're going to let you go for this last game, but we'll be back for a little bit of Lucky 4 Bingo.
Hey guys, we love giving out jackpots, and we gave out our first jackpots over this season 11 over the season 12 over the weekend, and let's talk about them.
All right, well, that first one we ended up giving out went out to Chuck 2931 over at VFW Fergus Falls. They got to take home $633.
Then we had Tracy F over at Sundance Golf Banquet Bowl on that Friday, take home $665.
Nicely done. Next up, we gave out some money to Lucky over at Castaway Cushion, who took home $698.
Then $629 went out to Failbot7 over at Carboni's Pizza CR Billiards.
Nicely done. And then that final jackpot that went out on Friday went out to Conehead over at Maple Liquor Store, who took home $635.
Definitely some fun stuff. But getting Saturday started off right, we had Why Not Me? Well, why not you? Taking home $642 over at Beals Bar and Grill.
Nicely done. Next up, we got JJNC over at Stanley's, who took home $617.
Then we had Slappy over at American Legion Fridley, taking home $3,773.
Nicely done. The biggest jackpot of that past weekend. But next up, we gave out some cash to Jen SSBGC over at Springbrook Golf Course, who took home $610.
Yes, and then on Sunday, getting our Sunday started off right, we had Petunia over at Westwood Marina, taking home $615.
Nice job, Petunia. Next up, we had M. Dairy over at Beaver Bottom Saloon, taking home $608.
Yeah, good job. We had Luther over at the Sunset Cove Resort, taking home $1,782.
Nicely done. And then we had G-Force over at Bourbon Room Cross Lake, taking home $767.
Joni, the final jackpot of Sunday, went out to the Poorhouse of Clark's, taking home $768. But since we had a long weekend heading into the 4th of July, let's talk about that 4th of July jackpot.
All right, well, we gave out one on the 4th, and it went out to Viddy over at Municipal Liquor Store Akeley, who got to take home $633.
Well, definitely some great jackpots going out there, and if you guys want to earn some more jackpots, make sure you're coming out from 12 all the way till 10 o'clock every single day for a little bit of bingo action.
guys. And if you're coming out each and every Tuesday and Wednesday for our specialty nights, you guys have been earning those PGO points for season 11, and we have our final standings of last season, and I can't wait to go over them with you guys.
And in 10th place, we got Sloppy over at Malone's Bar and Grill with 1,308,305 points. With 1,328,865 points. In 9th place, we got Mouse over at Poppers. 8th place is Nixon over at VFW Roseville with 1,408,000. Hey guys, and we are back for a little bit of Jackpot Hunter action, but we just had a game happen, game number 22. Game number 21. We're about to get enrolled into game number 22. Got just 45 seconds to do so, as there's $63 on this minor, 52 balls or less to win that one. A major prize of $4,924 and a mega prize that you take home in 48 balls or less with $117,460 on the line. Should be some really fun stuff as you guys play this game number 22. And while you guys are playing this game number 22, we're going to be talking a little bit about this Timberwolves news.
That's right, and Alex Ramirez was standing near his courtside seat, obvious to a few fans who were snapping a few pics of him as he walked by, and he was watching the Minnesota Timberwolves warm up instead. Rodriguez, currently a part of the Timberwolves ownership group, the plans in place for him and his business partner, Mark Lohr, to assume control from Glenn Taylor and become primary owners next year. Said Wednesday that he's enjoying his transition from baseball to basketball and from player to executive. He noted that he is still learning, and he has said that, I come at it from a different perspective, being in baseball for about a quarter of a century, and now it's interesting to take my presence from the Major League Baseball and from broadcasting to now being here as an owner. Rodriguez said that in an interview with the Associated Press before watching Minnesota's Summer League game in Las Vegas against Milwaukee. It's been great, and the NBA has welcomed me with open arms, he has also said.
Oh, yeah. We love Alex Rodriguez getting a part of our ownership group. I'm super excited to see what he thinks about what's coming of this Minnesota Timberwolves team, and maybe a big pusher for some of these big moves that we've been making as of late. Definitely a big-time presence, as he was so dominant for so long in the MLB, and now taking that experience, that winning mentality, bringing it to our ownership group. I can't think of anything better.
Absolutely, but just last round in game number 21, we ended up giving out a $21.80 prize that went out to Laurel, who was playing over at Country Lounge.
Yeah, I also like Alex Rodriguez being the owner, just because having someone that understands being a player in that situation, whether you're basketball, football, baseball, whatever it is, you have to understand the conversation that needs to happen between ownership and player and how those need to go down. And I think him having that experience, he should be able to do a really, really good job. But while you guys are getting after these final, let's see, jackpot? No, we are clicking past that to a must-go prize of $29. But I'm going to get into the twiking zone, as we have a two-way tie in 9th place between Player at Poppers and Dale Dye over at Sgt. Pepper's. Player coming from unranked, Dale Dye getting bumped back from 8th. Getting bumped back from 7th to 8th, we got Mikey Wins over at the Floppy Crappie. 7th place, getting bumped back from 9th, we got No Show over at McPete's Sports Bar and Grill. Before I get into our top 5, though, we do have a winner.
Yeah, TSA over at Mill Creek Inn is taking home that must-go prize of $29 in this game number 22. We are about to get enrolled in our final round of Jackpot Hunter.
Yeah, so make sure you guys are getting enrolled and pressing play. But in 5th place in this twiking zone standings, we actually have a two-way tie, and both of them moved up from 6th into this spot, as Nan at Corky's Bar South Haven and Jules at VFW Spring Lake Park have 24,000 points. 4th place is Scrub Eye at VFW Blaine with 29,000 points. With 34,000 points in 3rd place, we got Red over at American Legion Fridley. 2nd place, it's Simbob at Corky's Bar South Haven with 35,000 points. And 1st place is Loser Dave at VFW Spring Lake Park with 49,000 points.
That's right. And on the location side of things, we start off in 10th place with Bedrock in South Haven with 15,000. 9th place is American Legion Pine City with 16,000. But with only 17,000 right ahead of them, in 8th place, it's Floppy Crappie in Pocagama Township. 7th place is now Our Place on 3rd and Faribault with 20,000 points. Right ahead of them, it's Poppers in Virginia with 21,000 in 6th place. 5th place is Carboni's Pizza CR Billiards in Coon Rapids with 27,000. But with 28,000 points in 4th place, we have VFW Blaine. Third place sits with Corky's Bar in South Haven with 41,000 points. Second place is American Legion Fridley with 86,000. And in first place, we have VFW Spring Lake Park with a total of 103,000 points, the first location to get to that point club.
Good job to all those locations and players killing it during that Twins bingo from 12 to 1 every single day. But we're about to get enrolled into the final game of Jackpot Hunter, so make sure you guys are getting enrolled. Press and play. 1 minute to do so. With $106 on the line, you can win it in 52 balls or less. That major prize is 49 balls or less to take close to $5,000 home. But if you just get it 1 ball earlier and 48 balls or less, you'll take home all the prizes in front of you, including that $117,489 mega jackpot.
That would be a great one to take home, and you guys have just about 45 seconds to get enrolled, and absolutely do so, because if you guys are taking home a big win, you're also taking home some points towards the Jackpot Hunter standings. You have just about 35 seconds, and we got some awesome movies that were released on this day. And the first one in 1999 was The Blair Witch Project.
Yeah, definitely a fun one. The Blair Witch Project found video footage tells the tale of 3 film students who've traveled to a small town to collect documentary footage about the Blair Witch and a legendary local murderer. Over the course of several days, the students interview townspeople and gather clues to support the tale's veracity. But the project takes a frightening turn when the students lose their way in the woods and begin hearing horrific noises.
Yeah, definitely. This was kind of like the mockumentary that started the mockumentary.
Oh, it's such a weird movie, but they do it in a good way, and it's very interesting.
Oh my goodness, I remember there was so many kids that got in trouble because they would draw the Blair Witch Project thing on their desks in school. Because there was, like, our freshman year, there was a whole group of guys that ended up watching it together at some point. And so there was like 6 of them that throughout their day they would carve it into the desk at school.
Oh my goodness.
And they would get in so much trouble.
Oh, I can only imagine. Definitely a fun movie released on today, The Blair Witch Project, back in 1999. In 2000, though, we had the first X-Men get released.
That's right, and this one is, if you guys want to know the little synopsis of it, they're children of the atom, Homo superior, the next link in the chain of evolution. Each was born with a unique genetic mutation, which at puberty manifests itself in extraordinary powers. In a world filled with hate and prejudice, they are feared by those who cannot accept their differences. Led by Xavier, the X-Men fight to protect a world that fears them. They are locked into a battle with former colleague and friend Magneto, who believes humans and mutants should never coexist.
Oh, yeah, and it's got such a star-studded cast with Patrick
yes.
Stewart, Halle Berry, Hugh Jackman, James Marsden, and Ian McKellen, is just to name a few of those really, really big stars that were that did such a good job in that series.
Oh my goodness, yeah, and I absolutely love Anna Paquin as who is she? Rogue. Yes. I loved her in that role.
Yeah,
she was so young in it.
Yeah, she definitely was really, really young. I haven't seen her in much after the X-Men series, or I don't recognize her in much after the X-Men series.
I've seen her in so much. I've seen her in Almost Famous. I watched the entirety of the show True Blood. She's in She's All That. She's in so much.
We got Doogie over at Roadside taking home that $35.60 must-go prize in this final game of Jackpot Hunter. That means we're getting enrolled into the very last game of this happy hour, a little bit of lucky for bingo. So don't miss out on this, as this is one of the largest jackpots we have available today, $23,000 available.
Absolutely, and you guys have just about 2.5 minutes to get enrolled. But the next movie that was released on this date in 2006, it was You, Me, and Dupree.
We actually watched this just a few months ago, and so a little fresh knowledge on it.
Yes, we did.
It's got Owen Wilson, Matt Dillon, Kate Hudson, Seth Rogen, and so many other big-time actors and actresses in it. Michael Douglas, and it's a fun one where Owen Wilson plays this kind of a friend, man-child that moves in, but each person kind of learns something of themselves as it goes on. And it's a pretty funny comedy with a nice story behind it.
Absolutely.
Oh, so definitely a fun one released on today.
Yeah, and the final one that was released on this day is Ian's favorite movie on this list by far. He always asks to watch this. I have to tell him, no, we've seen it too much. In 2010, no, we haven't.
You mean we've watched it 0 times
Yeah,
together?
We've watched it at least once.
We've watched it 0 times together.
It's been at least
You have
once.
never let me watch this. It's the same with Race to Witch Mountain. You'll never let me watch Race to Witch Mountain or The Sorcerer's Apprentice.
I've definitely watched this at least once because I remember how awful his acting was with you. And it is The Sorcerer's Apprentice from 2010.
Love The Sorcerer's Apprentice, and it's a classic. It's got Nicolas Cage, Jay Burchell,
Teresa Palmer.
Alfred, how did I say his
Molina.
name? Molina, the guy who plays Doc Ock in the Spider-Man series, as well as many, many more big-time actors and actresses in it. But it's a fun-time movie that definitely got my little kid imagination going.
Yeah, I mean, I could definitely understand how you'd love it as a kid, but it's definitely just not the movie for me.
Oh, and it was one of those things where they had one of the really cool, like, Tesla coil scene that had, like, lightning shooting everywhere, and they created music with it, and I thought it was so cool as a kid. It was so interesting.
Yeah. It's a good one. Well, those were the movies that were released on this day, and we have just about 5 seconds to get enrolled in this last round of Lucky 4 Bingo. But you guys are competing against each other for the last 2 hours for these Jackpot Hunter standings. So we're going to run through them one last time for you guys.
Yeah, in 10th place, we got Player at Tankers Bay Bar and Lanes, and Slappy at Carboni's Pizza CR Billiards. 8th place, a two-way tie between Chica at Willie McCoy's Vandover and Dustball 75 over at Charlie's Sports Bar. 5th place is a three-way tie between Crazy Kid at Taste Pizza Hangar 45, Wolstein at Carboni's Pizza CR Billiards, and Jay Surma over at Grumpy's Bar and Grill in Roseville. 3rd place is a two-way tie between Tesla over at Friends Bar and Restaurant and Kirby over at American Legion Fridley. 2nd place is O'Lars over at Onamia Vets Club, and in 1st place we got Funk over at Carboni's Pizza CR Billiards, as we've clicked over to a must-go prize of $3 as 2 players are 2 balls away.
That's right, and in the location side, we got a tie in 8th between Willie McCoy's at Andover Country Lounge and Friends Bar and Restaurant. 6th place is another tie between Shady's Railside as well as Mabel Liquor Store. 5th place is American Legion Fridley, while Tasty Pizza Hangar 45 sits in 4th. 2nd place is a tie between Onamia Vets Club and VFW Spring Lake Park, while in 1st place we have Carboni's Pizza CR Billiards.
Yeah, on this day in history in 1968, Hank Aaron hits his 500th home run in a win over the San Francisco Giants.
Well, before we're about to give out this must-go prize of $3, we have a player we do want to highlight who took home a huge jackpot this past weekend while supporting Pilot Games. Tesla was playing over at Friends Bar and Restaurant, who took home $34,850. While playing at Friends Bar and Restaurant, they supported the St. Cloud Youth Hockey Association. Their mission is to strive forward, providing all members with a positive growing environment, which enhances a competitive spirit, defining sportsmanship and respect for others through the sport of hockey.
Definitely some great stuff as we're coming to the final balls dropped in this game, as there's a bunch of people 1 ball away competing for this one. My prediction, Bongo's going to win it. I don't know why, but I got a feeling with Bongo.
Okay, I got,
and I was right on the money. Bongo over at American Legion Spicer, taking home $3, 10, 2, 72, and 75 are those lucky 4 numbers. Good job, Bongo. Enjoy a little bit of Skull Bingo, and remember, when you play Pilot Games, your community wins.
See you guys.
This is my first PyCon, and I've had a blast.
Willie is my favorite.
I'm excited for Willie Nelson.
I grew up listening to Willie Nelson my whole life.
Willie Nelson.
Willie Nelson.
Have a really nice day!
The entertainment, the people watching, cocktails, t-shirts.
Drink and eat and be with everybody.
Fabulous experience.
Either way, I don't know why you would miss this. That's all I gotta say.
He said we're making sure to come every year.
Get your butt here, man. Get your butt here.